Howdy folks, High Value DMD. Don't just give me your subscription, but please let me earn it. Let me earn your like and let me earn your comment. I got a comment from a viewer just the other day, and I just want to say thank you so much for letting me earn your comment. I really do appreciate it. But this commenter essentially was commenting on a video I made about children being born out of wedlock. And this person said, don't be so concerned with what everyone else is doing. Just live and let live. Live and let live. I'm going to respond to that. So if I were to go throughout my life and just live and let live and just not comment on anything going around me, not be aware, not tune into politics or morality or just the social developments of our time, what do you think is going to come about from that? There's not going to be, I can guarantee you there's not going to be any positive change. Look around you. Our culture, Western culture at least, I'm in the United States, is on a downward trajectory. It's like an airplane in free fall. After the advent and mass production, mass distribution of birth control, we are living in a time in our day and age where we are having more recreational sex without any consequences whatsoever than any time in human history. And you look back at like the Romans, the Greeks, they were sexually deviant. And what do you know? The Roman Empire fell. The ancient Greeks, their civilization, their way of life, it doesn't exist anymore. Anytime that you have a country that is giving into sexual liberation, sexual perversion, and no check on your behavior, just live and let live. Let's go hook up with whoever we want to. Let's go drink as much as we want to, right? There's medications that help with fatty liver disease nowadays. Let's eat as many cheeseburgers as we want to. I can take simvastatin or rotorvastatin and lower my cholesterol. You can't just do whatever you want to do, right? And the question, or the video about the children born out of wedlock, I can point to statistics that favor my opinion, which is you need to be married before you have a child, okay? You don't have to be rich. You don't have to have everything together. You don't have to have all your ducks in a row. But what you should do to escape poverty, you need to do a couple things. You need to graduate high school and you need to wait to be married to have kids. And statistically, you are most likely not to be poor in the future. And children that are born out of wedlock, they're more likely to go to prison. They're more likely to have emotional problems. Statistics are on my side. So if I just live and let live and I don't speak up, and in our communities, if churches don't try to impart some sort of faith or moral value, then what are we going to have? What are we going to have? We have all this sexual deviancy. It's cisgender sexual behavior. That's a thing. Then we have homosexual behavior. And I don't just beat up on one type of sexual orientation. I call it all out. I say it's all perversion. Okay? I think that people should be in committed, married relationships to have sex, preferably between a man and a woman only, because that's my opinion. That's what I think the Bible teaches. And I think if you follow the Bible, if you follow Judeo-Christian values, the way it has shaped the Western culture, at least in its original intent, then you're going to be better off. And there's atheists out there that like benefiting from living in a Judeo-Christian system, so to say. And so you can imagine, like, if you had a group of communists and you lived in an atheistic communist country, those people, they don't have any sort of moral direction as far as thou shalt not murder, thou shalt not covet, thou shalt not envy, right? Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. Communists, atheists, they don't believe any of those things, right? But if you live in a country that is founded on biblical principle, those are good things to live by, whether you believe Jesus was God and you believe the Bible and all that. That is beside the point for where you live day to day. If I were just to live and let live, pedophilia, I can guarantee you, pedophilia, it's already trying to be normalized. And people are trying to call those people minor attracted people. They're trying to change the terminology from pedophile to minor attracted people. So if I didn't stand up, if Christians didn't stand up and try to speak out, how fast do you think we'd be living in a world where pedophilia is normalized? Because it was normalized in the Roman Empire, in Greco-Roman culture. Older men, middle-aged men, and young boys. It's a whole rabbit hole to go down to, but they did some disgusting things back then. Right? They had orgies and all of that. Sodom and Gomorrah in the Bible was destroyed by fire, by God, because of all this sexual, insane stuff that's not checked. You don't think pedophilia would become normalized? You don't think bestiality would become normalized? You know, people are already losing their minds, going crazy in these cities, as it is. And so, no, I'm not going to live and let live. I'm going to be somebody that's speaking out. I'm going to be a leader. I'm going to try to push some good ideas and principles out there, at least in the way I see them. Because if done correctly, everybody will be treated with respect. Everybody will be loved. There will be strong family units. Kids will grow up in a safe environment. You know, we can't just do whatever we want. If you want to lean into biblical principle, if you do whatever you want, then sin can be fun for a while, but it's just going to lead to destruction and chaos and disorder. And that is what we see in our society today. You see all this drag queen stuff, transgender stuff, like gender dysphoria. And I think that those people should be approached in a sensitive manner. Okay? Transgender, pedophiles, they've got problems, okay? They have issues going on up here that stems from something that happened in their past, okay? And they should not be treated with disrespect or just straight up contempt and hate. You know, people should get the help that they need before they act on a crime or they go and get a sexual reassignment surgery, right? And these things, like, people need to say these things out loud and not just go with the flow. And so that's the way that I feel about that subject. And I'm wondering how you feel too. I hope I earned your subscription. I hope I earned your like, and I hope I earned your comment. Let me know what you think below. Are you a libertarian type person? Do you just kind of go throughout the world and not consider anything going on around you? Or are you somebody to speak out? Are you somebody to hold to some convictions and some values? And do you want to see a change in trajectory from the way Western society is headed? Let me know what you think below. Until next time.